Now today's video is a game that's a Konami game. It was originally for the MSX. As I look at my cheat sheet here, a little confusing to me because this is a new game to me, I've never played it before. The game is called Knightmare 2, The Maze of Galius, also known as Demon Castle Legend 2, The Maze of Galius, so Knightmare or Demon Castle Legend is the name of the series. Apparently the first game was actually called Knightmare, and it was not the same as this kind of gameplay as we're going to be seeing today. Apparently today's game is a platforming game, similarly to Castlevania. Now the first game in the series of Knightmare was a side-scrolling vertical overhead shooter, so a shoot-'em-up game. Alright, Knightmare 2, The Maze of Galius, and we're looking at the title screen. It's filled with bats, look very much like the Castlevania bats, and I thought this game was a Castlevania game when I first picked it up at a convention in a pile of Famicom games. I didn't know what it was, I didn't read the title, I couldn't read the title. Here we got a little story here. Story. Popolon, it's in English, went into Mount Athos to rescue Aphrodite, kidnapped by Hudnos. But it was a trap made by Galius. He attacked the castle during Popolon's absence and also kidnapped and imprisoned a baby from the heaven which was supposed to be born to Popolon and Aphrodite several years later. I'm just trying to read that fast so I can get through it before it goes away. Okay, so he kidnapped a baby from heaven that was supposed to be born by them several years later. It's kind of confusing. It's a little bit, maybe lost in translation kind of stuff there. We gotta start the game. Now, here we are. We are a knight in a castle. They've got a sword for B. There's no down attack or anything. There's a really slight jump, unless I'm at the ceiling, maybe. Treasure box. Okay. Now, in my past Famicom Fridays, I've tried to translate some of these games, and I'll translate a little bit of it today. But, oh, kill the bat. But, for the most part, the translator app doesn't work very well. It basically points a camera at the screen, and then, using the camera on the phone, it'll translate that, but it kind of cycles through the translation really fast, and, it kind of comes up with multiple translations for it. I don't know if it's just because it's Japanese to English, maybe other languages will have better luck, but for most part, these are only going to be Japanese games, so I'm kind of out of luck with the translator app. If anyone wants to help me out with that, any translations for anything I might have done wrong translations in these videos, just let me know in the comments. So this is kind of like Castlevania. You've got ladders instead of staircases. We're going to block here. Go down that. But it also reminds me of another Konami game, and that is the Goonies. I don't know if that's a pit or a level down. Whoa, Donkey Kong going on here. I can't escape here. I can't get out of here. Unless there's like a trigger to open that gate. Oh boy. We're gonna jump it. Oh wait, you can jump it, okay. Those gray blocks that are slightly different. Oh, okay. Oh, I can fall down too. Okay, I was supposed to do that. These gray blocks right here, I think you can break. Okay, maybe you can't break them. I thought you could break them. Let's just travel on down. This is pretty cool. It's a maze game. I'm not sure if it's like actually like a Metroidvania, like Metroid or Castlevania 2 are, where you have a big world to explore. I'm not sure if it's actually like that, but the wiki page said it was kind of a Metroidvania series game, or Metroidvania style game rather. Whoa, look at those hot dogs! Worms, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just like a big adventure, if it has level after level like original Castlevania. Well, we might have stuck ourselves over. We might have messed ourselves up here. We fell into a trap. There's gotta be a way through that, right? Select is pause. Start brings up a menu, which... Oh boy. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'll pull up the translator. Here's a map, I believe. That's kind of cool. It looks like the map from Goonies, which worries me because the map on Goonies was pretty confusing. If you played that game, Goonies 2 is what I'm talking about. Which is why I'm comparing it to that, is it's another Konami game. That makes me red. Wait a minute. That doesn't seem to do much. But now I'm red? Can I break blocks when I'm red? These top two. Can I do something? Oh, I can jump really high. Can I break that? No, okay. I think I just jump my way out of here when I'm red. I'm not sure what it means. We might be able to figure that out in post. It's hard to use the translator, and it's even harder to use it when you're actually playing. Especially when there's enemies coming at you. But I seem to have figured something out where I can at least jump higher. Now this is kind of weird because this game was not released in North America on the Nintendo NES or Europe as well. But it doesn't. I don't see any reason why it couldn't have been, or why it wasn't. You know, like why would it not be released on the NES? Sometimes there are reasons for it, such as like an anime series. Like last time we did Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball wasn't really popular in the US, or even a thing in the US at the time. So they never put Dragon Ball in its original form on the NES. But with this game, it's its own unique thing. I mean, sure, the first game was not on the NES either, or in North America. But it's a sequel, you know, but I don't see any reason for it not to be. It's just like Castlevania, kinda. Can I go in that door? Is this gonna be like Dragon Quest, where you have to, like... Oh, okay, never mind. Whoa! What is that? Is that a password? What is it? What is that? What was that? Was that like a checkpoint or something? That's what I'm guessing. Checkpoint password feature, maybe? Okay. Can I jump up through there? I'm afraid if I go down, I won't be able to come back up. Or I'll die. Uh-oh. Well, we found out the hard way. Now, as a fan of Castlevania games, one of my favorite series is the Castlevania series. And I played the NES ones a lot. In particular, like, mostly just the NES ones are what I'm more familiar with. And then some of the Metroidvania ones, but not the 3D ones. So with Castlevania, does this game feel like Castlevania? Does Maze of Galius feel like Castlevania? A little bit, but you know what it's reminding me of more? A different game called Wizards and Warriors. I think that's what the name was, Wizards and Warriors. It was on the NES, there was a couple sequels to it as well. And if you like that game, you might want to check out Maze of Galius, because so far it's reminding me a lot of Wizards and Warriors. The way the character looks with that armor. Maybe not so much the function of switching between jump and not jump, which is blue and red. But it just kind of feels a lot like that. The art style is sort of like Castlevania, but it's also sort of like Wizards and Warriors. So if I can jump around that. Oh, I can. Sweet. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be going up or down, because there's multiple paths I can take. But I kind of want to explore parts that I've already been to. So I've been up here, but I didn't complete the whole room. So let's see if I can get somewhere new. Oh, it just takes me back to this checkpoint thing? Okay, it's a shortcut to that. That's pretty cool how you can go from screen to screen and fall down between the screens and not just die, but you actually takes you to a new area. So it feels like one big map. Kind of like Legend of Zelda, but a little different. Like when you're in the dungeons in Zelda 2, something like that. You've got a big area to explore. It's kind of hard to do that in a side-scrolling platformer game. Sometimes, that's just why most of the time they're just level after level games. Oh, we got a skeleton right here. Stay dead. Oh, he's not dead. He's coming back. Oh, you gotta hit him when he's down. Okay, cool. I'm not sure. Let's look at the HUD for a sec. We've got Vitality and EXP. And there might be a boss over on that side over there. There's something weird going on over there. So Vitality is our health. Experience, I guess we have some level up system. Maybe there's a little bit of RPG elements. I'm not sure what the left side is. We've got 2 bars for Vitality and 2 bars for XP. Maybe it's the red and blue armor. Has their own set of strengths. Or stats. And then we've got some kind of missile I might be able to use. And I've got coins, which is money, I'm assuming, or maybe just points. Let's go in here. Oh, here's a dude. It's like some monk, or like some god, maybe? I'm not sure. They were talking about like some like Aphrodite and stuff like that in the story, so it might be like a Greek mythology type thing. Something like that. Greek or Roman. So we got back out here. Skeletor's back. See, he's hard to hit from the front. I don't know how you're supposed to really do that without getting hit once. Is there a way through this? Is there any other attacks? Because I've got this missile looking... Is it a missile or like a bow and arrow set? It kind of looks like a rocket, but it might be arrows and a bow. A bow holder? I can't think of the name right now. Quiver? But I don't know how I would use that. Maybe A and B at the same time? Down and B? No. Up and B? No. That's all the buttons. This definitely seems like a game that you could really spend a lot of time in, which isn't too common with NES games. There are some games, I mean, they're definitely deeper than Atari games, but with NES games, sometimes they're big adventures, sometimes they are arcadey type games, and sometimes they're just basic things like sports or racing, which can be played in short bursts. This seems like one of those longer NES games, maybe even longer than Castlevania. Maybe not quite as difficult as Castlevania. I don't know, it might get really hard later on. But so far, it's not really the enemies that are a challenge, or the platforming that's a challenge. It's mostly just kind of figuring out what to do kind of challenge. It feels more puzzle-like. Like you're really thinking about the way the dungeon's laid out, and the castle map, and where to go, and stuff like that. And then, oh, okay, this is not cool falling down here again. Let's see if I can get back up to like kind of where the start of the game was. There's gotta be something new I can show you guys, right? Here's something. Here's a door and a skeleton, and I know I didn't fight him up here, so let's go in here. You press down to go indoors, I think? B and down, A and down? There's a way I got in these doors. And it wasn't that hard to figure out. It's like... I don't know. Just go in the door. It reminds me of that Dungeons & Dragons game in the NES, Heroes of the Lance, or like Fist of the North Star. Those two games, if you ever played those, going indoors is really difficult. And like overly difficult. You would think you'd just press A or B or up or down to go in a door. But maybe I have to kill the skeleton first. Maybe that's what I gotta do. Or maybe this door doesn't have an entrance? Like there's no way to go in this actual door? I can't get in it. You have to be blue? I don't understand. Can I jump up there? No. Oh, there's a slidey block. If I had the ability to get through these blocks right here, which I thought you could break, there was a little demo playing at the start that showed you could break these, I think. I don't know how to do it, but if I could figure out how to break those, I could get over to that slidey thing. I could do a lot if I could figure out how to break those. There's a lot of questions to ask, but we're going to have to end it here before I have any more questions, because that's it for today's Famicom Friday on Happy Beard Games. We checked out the game Knightmare 2, the Maze of Galius for the Nintendo Famicom, almost said NES. And in future episodes of Famicom Fridays, we'll do reviews, we'll do Let's Play style videos like this one, as well as pickups and unboxing of new Famicom games that I'll pick up throughout the series. I also do Super Famicom games, as well as maybe some Japanese N64 and other games for different consoles like the Game Boy. Alright everybody, you can check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well. Stay tuned for more Happy Bird Games Famicom Fridays. Bye!